Hello guys, today I'm rolling with a wonderful guest, Nozomi Kuwajima. She used to play judo and she's been training jiu-jitsu for a while too. She's a purple belt and she's really good. So here I went for a low single leg takedown, but she sprawled on top of me, then tried to go for a guillotine, but I defended it and I stood back up. So as soon as you stand back up, that's the moment you really have to be careful, because that's the moment your opponent can initiate another attack, right? And then we are doing some hand fight here. She pulled. Every time people pull, you have to be careful about fake guard pull ankle pick. And she ended up entering this double leg X guard. But as soon as people get the double leg X guard, you want to do this back step pass. But when you do it, you have to make sure to create this angle of your shin to get the leg out. And then I broke the grip on my collar. You have to constantly break this grip all the time. She went for some sweep from single leg X, but switched to double leg X. I did exactly the same back step pass. Went for this X pass. She did a very great job of retaining it, so I jumped to the other side. And I went for this track leg drag pass. This looks a little difficult, but the concept is very simple. You have to pin the legs to the mats so that she's gonna be more inverted. That's the moment you jump to the other side. But see, just like she did, she placed her right foot in front of my belt so that she can create some distance. Then I cannot finish a guard pass. And we stood back up and I grabbed the lapel and I sat down. This is probably the fastest way to get a guard pull, but probably not the best way if you are not confident about your open guard. If you are not confident about open guard, make sure you go for a jump guard or do the traditional regular way, like placing a right foot and a sit down, get the Derahiba guard or something. Here I got my round pipe and then she stood back up. She's very good at standing back up from the ground. And I went for a collar drag takedown and she defended it. So I switched the grip from my right hand to left hand and I went for this single leg takedown. But check out where my right hand is. That goes up, so the her hand goes up too. Then that's the moment you go for a single leg takedown and she cannot defend it. This is probably one of the takedowns that Josh Singer uses a lot. And here she got the reverse Derahiba guard, but I dealt with the left foot and initiated the long step, but she tried to stand back up. I tried to take her down, but her balance is really good. She pulled, I forcefully got into top half guard, but nothing exciting happened, so let me fast forward here. And then here I tried to take a mount position from single leg X, but her retention is really good, so I ended up in a square position. And here I tried to go for a jumping knee slice, but she retained guard, so I decided to go for a knee slice, but her right knee was in the way, so I decided to back out X pass. This is a very useful combination, but she did a guard retention, so I long stepped again. But her right knee was still remaining in between the bodies, so I stood back up and decided to go to the other side. But here, just because my right foot is close to her head, she could initiate the entry to double leg X, but I did exactly the same thing, the back step pass. If you are heavy and rolling with a smaller girl, smaller people, you have to be very cautious about where you put your weight on. So practice a lot of entries, but not so much into the finish of guard passes, sweeps or submissions, because that's when injuries usually happen. But don't get me wrong, she's very good at retaining guard, plus she's very fast, so that was a really good practice for me to practice entries. Check out how I use my right elbow. You want to use your right elbow to take her left foot off your hip. That's the moment you can initiate a long step pass. And try to go to the other side. She retained guard. Here she's setting up an omoplata here, but I used my right shin to push her left armpit to get out of there. And I got a distance because I was kind of gassed out. It is very important to know the position where you can take a rest out when you are tired. Now I got the guard pull here. She used her right shin to have a lot of pressure on my left leg, but that gave me an opportunity to grab the sleeve on her pants. And now she initiated the knee slice. I used my left knee to unbalance her. The timing is very important. If you fail, the top person can get an underhook. Now I went for this collar drag takedown, but she defended it. I went for double leg takedown, but we almost broke the gym, so we stopped here. She pulled. That was kind of like a fake guard pull so that she can come up on top with holding onto my right leg. And she's very good at sitting guard here, but this is my favorite guard pass. I pivot my right foot outside here, and she got the right foot behind my left knee, so I backstep, but she did a very great job of retaining it by bringing her left knee inside. And I went for X pass. Every time people play a butterfly guard, X pass is one of the most useful techniques. And she was doing a sitting guard again, and one of the guard passes you can use is underhook pass too. That's the moment there is an opportunity for you to get an underhook. So I got an underhook here, drop my head down there, and then here I got the north-south position guard pass. Try to go to the other side, took a mount position, but I got unbalanced, so I stood back up. Here I sat down, but check out, she faked me with the right foot, pretending to go to the left side, but eventually she decided to go to the right side. It's one of the best ways to distract the bottom person's focus, especially if you're a smaller and faster practitioner. But once she sat down, I initiated this loop choke. Every time someone's head is low, you can always initiate a loop choke, and then even if you cannot finish a submission, the top person's only option is turning away. That's the moment you can come up on top, but you have to expect that's gonna be the reaction so that you can come up faster. I sat down again, but see, this is very good. She expected me to go for guard ball, so she pushed down the bottom leg and went for the knee slice. That was very fast. If you are a smaller practitioner, you should definitely use this technique. Before the top person gets the complete engagement with you, you have to initiate something, because you know, once you're fully engaged, it's gonna be very hard to initiate an attack. So make sure to go for something when the bottom person pulls. But in order for you to do it, you have to correctly expect what the other person is about to do, right? And here she went for this collar drag. She's very good at it. And I went for this single leg takedown. This is probably one of the least risky takedowns and also one of the most effective takedowns. And here I faked the guillotine. She had to defend it. That let me finish the takedown. And now I went for a long step pass to triangle guard pass, but she did a very great job of retaining it, so I switched the side. That's the moment I went for this jumping leg drag. This jumping leg drag is very useful against someone who goes inverted. All you have to do is when the bottom person tries to go for an inverted guard, I'm gonna use my hands to push down the legs and drop the left knee on the bottom person's knee and jump to the other side and complete a leg drag here. This is very hard to defend against, so I use it a lot. Here she went for collar drag again and got the takedown very clean. Here I tried to go for a loop choke, but I didn't get it. So I stood back up and I went for the collar drag back. Boom. Her right foot almost got slipped out of there, but somehow that got stuck in there. So here I did this Osoto takedown, but she did a very great job of initiating this cross choke. That was a great timing. She tried to go for Kimura, but I got the arm out. So here I went to the other side, tried to go for a leg drag, tried to finish a guard pass, and see, she tried to get the X guard. I did exactly the same guard pass, back step pass. I did this reverse knee on the belly. I use this reverse knee on the belly a lot. This is as effective as regular knee on the belly. Not a lot of people use it, but this is very useful. She stood back up right away. This is the moment I decided to go for an arm drag here, but she knew that was coming, so she defended it. That's the moment I went for the other side single leg takedown. I use this combination a lot. You gotta use the arm drag so that she's gonna react. Then that's the moment the other side's leg is gonna be vulnerable. That's the moment you go for a takedown. Here I did my favorite triangle guard pass, leg drag position. Leg drag, I personally prefer going for a leg drag to just getting a side control, because I think that's gonna secure the guard pass. And then the time ran out. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next video.